Welcome to the Life Hack Show. Thank you so much for joining us today. Life Hack was created to help all of us navigate this thing called adulting because we've been bamboozled to believe we should just have the process of adulting under control, when in reality, we're all just trying to make it make sense one day and one moment at a time. I always appreciate the time that you choose to spend with us. Today, we're going to discuss how your inner wisdom and intuition can strengthen you during difficult or challenging times. All of us were created with this innate inner wisdom which guides our lives, and it serves as an inner truth meter, if you will, and it helps us to make important decisions at critical turning points in our lives. Some of us call this the natural gift of intuition. Some of us call this spiritual guidance. Some of us refer to it as gut feelings or the like. Each of us connects to intuition in our own unique ways. Now, those with artistic or musical gifts may call upon their muse to inspire them with some type of creative ideas. Those whose work involves great physical or mental endurance might connect with their inner wisdom by challenging themselves deeply and trying to break through the barriers that usually stand between themselves and their inner gifts. Some of us might live very busy lives with little time to tune into our inner guidance, but our dreams serve as messengers to share us with important information that we may have tuned out in the midst of going through our busy days and our busy lives. Our intuition is a very profound gift, and that intuition connects our embodied physical self with our divine spiritual essence. Now, the soul can communicate with this embodied self through this light of line, and we can develop this inner connection over time. And one of the ways that we're developing that, or some of the ways that we're developing that, is meditation, prayer, trance-like states, the desire to know ourselves more deeply, journaling, or just trying to be reflective and introspective about ourselves, our thoughts, our wishes, and our actions. Our intuition can be of great benefit at most times in our lives, and especially during times of great stress or difficulty. When we have those situations where we are facing unanticipated challenges, such as when we lose a loved one, or if we're, taken ill, or a loved one is taken ill, you're going to experience many intense emotions. They're going to come from within, and you're not going to really know what to do with them a lot of the times if you have not begun to practice diving deep into your emotions and into your intuition. Our habitual supporters tend to be removed or shaken during those times of uncertainty, and that is one of the things that helps us feel uncomfortable, unmoored, adrift, and without anything to really hold on to. Our intuition can come in and act as a guiding compass during those times. It'll help point us instinctively towards the support that we need so that we can get through the difficulties that we're facing. When our minds fail us, we tend to become overwhelmed. The voice of our inner wisdom tries to speak clearly, and theoretically that inner wisdom is going to repeat itself as often as necessary until we tap into it. So it's imperative to us to try to tap into it earlier in the process so that we don't have to keep hearing the same message over and over again. If we're accustomed to being in control of our lives and then suddenly we're faced with a situation that we just can't manage, we might feel frightened and we might become desperate because our usual methods of coping aren't working any longer. Intuition, however, will always work, even in the direst of circumstances, because our embodied human self in the physical world is always connected with our larger spiritual self. We just have to tap into that connection. In a time of challenge or crisis, our spiritual support systems are activated, but they're activated from the spiritual realms. Our connection with intuition or our guidance is strengthened. And those loving beings in the spiritual realms that watch over us and guide us, they provide extra assistance during those times, but they provide it through our intuition. If we've become accustomed to discounting our inner wisdom, or we have simply shut down the intuitive parts of ourselves through the years of neglect, it might feel like we can't connect the thread of light that would reconnect us to our source. It's important to understand that no matter how disconnected we become from our divine inner wisdom, it's always present and it's always available to us. So you can always re-tap in, even if you haven't spoken to your intuition or your inner wisdom in a very long time. Even if we've erected barriers to shut out our inner guidance for as long as we can remember, those barriers can be removed by our diligent prayer life, our diligent meditation, our diligent seeking of that inner wisdom, knowing, and intuition. If we've been disconnected from ourselves for a very long time, the process of reconnecting is often going to bring up old emotions. It might bring up thoughts and memories that we've hidden from ourselves that we were not ready to deal with. And during this rebalancing phase, it's helpful to participate in some kind of regular spiritual or emotional support system, and that can help stabilize our inner connection with spirit. One of the most challenging aspects of the healing process is remembering those emotions and memories from the past, the ones that are coming up, in order to be healed and to be released. A support system can help us to anchor in the strength of our inner being and to allow the emotions and feelings to pass through us and to release from our body, our mind, and our spirit. As this cleansing process happens, intuition and inner wisdom are naturally strengthened, for there are fewer barriers between ourselves and between our spirit. This deeper interconnection can provide a source of wisdom, a source of freedom, empowerment, and comfort during those difficult times, and it'll help sustain us throughout our life. And it's going to help provide us with greater love, joy, and greater peace. Inner wisdom is that great gift, and it's intended not only to bless our individual lives, but to share with others, to bless all of us, all of life, by our connection with the divine. If you need help in this area, I'd encourage you to look a few places. Of course, I'm going to always recommend therapy and or counseling and or a coach, especially during this time when you're trying to reconnect with your inner wisdom and your inner intuition. If those thoughts and feelings are coming up and they feel overwhelming, please seek the help of a trained professional that can help you digest those feelings and eradicate whatever emotions may be coming as a result of those feelings. We also have an academy that takes a deeper dive into topics like intuition and trusting yourself. I'm going to encourage you to check that out using the links in the show notes. It's the same price as a fancy coffee, but it can drastically improve your success and your goal achievement. I hope this helps you guys. I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Welcome to the Life Hack Show.